Alright guys, Shotty T here with another Alliance War video. This is more Ebb and Flow Shenanigans. And right now we got the most annoying combination of opponents I've ever seen. And luckily this is the off season, but I have a feeling I'm going to be seeing this during the regular season, in for a long ride. So first we have Ebb and Flow Knockdown Darkhawk. And as you guys know, if you knock down Darkhawk, he has his shield, so you can't do basic attacks like heavy attack, light attacks, or medium attacks, because you'll get auto block. And right there, what happened is that he purified the debuff right when I was doing the heavy, because the fury timer expired. So you just got a lot of stuff to think about on this node, because if you don't knock him down, then you're going to be dealing 90% reduced damage. So in order to take that off, you have to knock him down. But again, you got the armor shield, which his armor shield mitigates his damage, and for some reason I decided to do a SP2. Then again, got auto block because of his armor shield. So this fight's not going very fun, but I still got a plan for this fight that I feel like I can execute. It's just that he's not cooperating. I'm purposely parrying the beams, because that actually builds up my smolder charges, and it makes my fury, not my fury, but my incinerates more potent for the remainder of the fight. So whenever I do have an opening to actually use the fury, I can actually get better armor. Not armor, but better incinerate. And as you can see, the tick marks are going pretty well. And again, what I like about this new war format is that you have a 5-minute fight. So you can be pretty methodical in these type of fights, especially this one, because it's just not going to be smooth. And I guess that's what Kabam had in mind when they designed these nodes, not knowing what particular opponents may be super annoying for this type of node combination. I think the two most annoying opponents I can think off the top of my head are Darkhawk and Hit Monkey, because Hit Monkey has this mechanic where you knock him down, he has like some type of thing where he evades, and so it's just fun times, man. It's fun times. But the Nova Flame's about to wear him down, but I almost got him. So I got the one shot. Like I said, it was kind of sloppy, but we made it through. Now this next fight is going to be just as annoying. I mean, of course, we're dealing with Flow, so just keep that in mind. So that's what's going to make this fight even more annoying. So I sit back and think about what I'm going to do before I decide to go in. Then I said, okay, let's get in here. So we got more, though. So, again, this is Ebb and Flow Knockdown. So really what I'm just going to do is just ignore the node and just fight with magic like I would normally fight her, because when I knock the guy down, I'll knock him down with my SP2 and go into that cycle. So that's the whole purpose here. Get him in the corner, and he has this darn resist thing. I mean, he almost resisted every single one of my heavy attacks, so it's probably got like max resist. So that makes it even more annoying when you're trying to get rid of the power gain, because the best way to fight Mordo is when he has this turtle mode where he's just retreating in the corner and not attacking. When he has this power buff on, is to basically hit him in the corner, hit him with a heavy attack, because he's not gonna recover. Especially, I mean, if you want to be safe, you can do it when he doesn't have a bar of power, but more like 90% of the time, if he has that power gain buff on him, he will and he will decide to get. And at this point, I mean, I was doing so well, and then all of a sudden he decided to get very turtle-ish, and I got limbo kicking in. So, and right there I just tried something. I don't know what the hell I tried just then, but I just tried something. So this fight was going so smooth, and then all of a sudden it just kind of fell apart near the end. Now I do finish the fight, but I took a whole lot of unnecessary health from magic, and it actually cost me in the next fight I have for her. But luckily most of it was mitigated by limbos. That's why I like magic in these scenarios. So, but we're still not out of the woods yet. At this point, I just said, just wait for that thing to expire while I still got that passive fury and just end this fight. Just end it. I had enough of that fight. Oh, God. I know it's so annoying. But if you haven't seen nothing yet with this next fight. Now, I did end up dying the first time because I forgot about one particular feature that Nova has. When he has Nova charges 75 or higher, he will, if you try to intercept him, he will auto block you. And this is Ebb and Flow intercept. So the only way you can deal real damage to him is by intercepting him. But he has that auto block feature. When you try to dash at him when he has a Fury active, you're going to automatically get auto block. But the auto block will trigger a parry only if he has 75 Nova Flames or higher. And as you can see, that little blue number, as long as it's below 75 and you try to intercept him with a Fury buff, you will not get stunned. But if it's 75 or higher, you cannot do that. So you will see me be fully aware of all his abilities throughout this fight when I do that. And luckily, when he launches this SP1, that reduces those Nova Flames, not Nova Flames, but those Nova charges. So, and the idea is to try to bait as many SP1s as possible because the SP2 is very tricky to evade and you're going to just take a lot of chip damage. So I try my best to bait that. So I'm trying to get some type of rhythm, but it's just hard to get in rhythm. See, I try to intercept there and he auto blocks, so I have to reset. All right, so I get that. So now got a little window here where I can get a little intercept, get some real damage in there. So now, but now he's at 76 Nova charges. So I cannot intercept him, so I just might as well. See, at this point, your best bet is just to go ahead and get him to 100 and have it reset. But when he's at 100, he becomes unblockable for about 2 seconds. So you kind of have to be very passive and let it just wait it out. And it'll start back at his Nova meter and it goes into cooldown before it starts again. So he's not that difficult to fight. Just this combination, especially if you don't know how to intercept and don't understand Nova's full abilities, you're gonna get wrecked. You're gonna get auto blocked, parried, and die. And like I said, I didn't one-shot him because I tried this with Magic earlier and just forgot about that parry mechanics. I had to look up his abilities. So once again, he's over 75. I'm not trying to intercept him. Just let that meter go to 100 and then go back to my normal attack. And again, this is where the 5-minute timer helps you out because you can be very methodical and just being patient, because that a lot of people don't have patience. But I mean, we're all about Corvus and Ghosts and finishing fights real quick. And the way that Kabamas operate this game, they've created more and more champs that are Corvus proof, because you cannot use Corvus against Nova. But anytime you have a guaranteed crit, you can't use Ghost against this guy either. Guaranteed crits automatically, I think, mitigate his damage or something. It's something that it just makes it difficult. I think it's like 7% damage reduction, and it gives him unblockable. So it's just, you're playing with fire. But again, Ebb and Flow intercept with OG Spider. Now, on the surface, this is another laughing type of fight. I said, how the hell are you gonna intercept OG Spider-Man without getting roasted with the evade? But then that's the reason why I brought Ghost, is because the neat thing about her is that when you phase and the opponent comes at you and you immediately counter, they count that as an intercept. So once again, this fight is going pretty smooth, but just like that Magic fight with Mordo, it just tense up. And obviously I lost my rhythm when I had lost my phase. He wasn't cooperating, but I gained it back, but I'm more in the corner now, so I have less margin of error. But he's going back to cooperate again. And then something just happens. All right, so I get that there, get that intercept, and then that's what messed me up. I decided to like dash back after he already finished his special and tried to immediately counter it and got parried. and it led to an armor break, which means I can't phase. So that just messed up everything. And I did the same thing again. I backed up after the SP1. So I don't know what that was. That was just a mental fart. I don't make that mistake again, but it was just gotta do better. But again, I mean, these are not the cleanest fights, but it shows that ebb and flow can be done. Like I said, if it was for me not knowing what was going on with Nova's abilities, I would have one-shotted all these fights. Now this last one is Nightcrawler. Now again, another annoying opponent on ebb and flow intercept, because the idea is if you try to intercept, he's gonna evade. And then the thing, I think it was linked as well. The link knows about prowess charges build up. As long as I'm not getting hit by a special, I'm okay. So the thing about Ghost, once again, when she has her precision passive, all of her attacks cannot be evaded. Now once again, now I have this crumbling armor, so I can't phase with armor up, so I have to just get that out the way. I took a chance in parrying him. If he had shrugged it off, I wasn't gonna go in there. I kind of treat this node like I'm fighting against Agent Venom or Kingpin. If I parry, I'm not gonna immediately try to attack them. So as you can see there, when I had my Fury passive, when he was blocking, I allowed him to change stance, and that makes this fight much easier the rest of the way. So what I'm doing here, and this is ebb and flow knockdown, is I'm just using like the 4-hit combos to build my special meter, and not necessarily use the SB2 for the big damage. It's after I use the SB2 and just do the phase with the guaranteed crit to do the majority of my damage. So all I'm doing is just building up to the SB2 by using phasing and comboing. So once again, he throws the rhythm off there by not cooperating with the phase. And once again, so which is fine. If I really wanted to cheese this fight and be super patient, I could just use that armor break debuff to like use my willpower to heal myself to 100%. And I might do that during the season just to save potions, because those potions aren't really worth anything anyway. So might as well use the crumbling armor node to my advantage in this type of scenario. But as you can see, it's methodically, once again, being patient throughout the fight. All right, so now I got the armor there, so I got to be careful. Just bait the heavy, counter it, reset the phase. So now, and notice one thing, since I don't have Wasp, is that when I wait for the opponent to charge at me to launch the SB2, and it's basically intercepting them with the special. So that's like a little technique there that I've perfected there. So you can land it every time because the opponent's coming at you, so they can't just all of a sudden block. And there you go again, as you can see. So I got the Fury passive there. Gonna get a couple of phase hits there, and bam. So now you're gonna see some bonus footage here for the mini boss fights. Like I said, we didn't complete the BG. I decided to go after this Mojo, and keep in mind the Havoc fight, the Nova fight kind of wore me down. Now Mojo, I'm kind of trying to get used to fighting him. I have yet to solo this guy with anyone except for Quake on a stun immune node, like not stun immune, but like a non-boss node. That's the only person I've soloed him with. So far I'm doing okay. I'm trying to get into the SB2 cycle, so I get that going, but I'm trying not to parry. I'm trying not to build his fan meter up, and what ends up happening, you get cornered quite a bit, and I mess up shortly where I could have had a chance to get in control of this fight, and I accidentally let him get to over 2 bars of power, and I tried to power lock, but it's got him to 2 bars, and I'm not quite at the point where I'm ready to dex this SB2. I can do it probably 40% of the time, and so I have to just practice against him more, get used to fighting him. But I decided to finish the fight. Like I said, we didn't finish the BG. I decided to go in with Human Torch. So well, he's a mystic, maybe I can counter him with that. And if I died, I really didn't care. I just wanted to get the experience. So, and actually I ended up getting him. So that prompt for charging heavy came. So as long as I don't have an expiring debuff, I don't have to worry about taking the hater buff damage. So I learned my lesson not to push him to an SB2, so I decided to just wait it out, wait for the buff not to expire. So I'm trying to follow the prompts all at the same time, trying not to hold block too long. So, I mean, it's just a tense fight here. Now, after that allowed me to build up my smolder pretty good. At this point, I'm about to go balls to the wall because this thing's getting crazy. So I decided to just go for it. I decided to go for a quick combo, SB1, and I just hope that kills him. It doesn't, but luckily he doesn't throw the SB3 and he burns out. So not bad. And then the last fight, Man Thing is a terrible matchup for Ghost, and plus his poison is no good for Human Torch. So I decided to finish this up going with Killmonger. We had the Man Thing counter over there, but he was still linked, and like I said, we got like 41 minutes left in the war. So just for the experience, I decided to go for this Killmonger. This is a alternating hazard shift node with Incinerate and Poison. Only a few counters on this node. You got Iceman, you got Red Hulk, and of course you got Ghost, because it's almost like a biohazard node. You hit the opponent, and I just used that opportunity to build up passive furies and deal more damage when phasing. So really the main damage I'm really taking is reverb damage, but as long as my damage is outpacing the reverb, I don't really care. So I decided to phase that, get my space back. So he was starting to corner me a little bit. But so again, it's another terrible node combination. I mean, I'm hoping the change that they do on July 1st are much better than this, because this, I mean, we've yet to finish a boss here, and our opponent hasn't either. So to be fair, it was just, I know Kabam doesn't want us to 100% maps, but it's just no fun using items. And it's all season, we're not trying to use items. Like if we die, we just stop right there. But I just wanted to do it for the video, just to show the different ebb and flow, and that it can be done even with the most annoying opponents. But anyway, guys, hope you like, share, subscribe, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.